This is Confessions from a Red Couch podcast. I am your host, Janae, and this is a podcast all about improving the relationship with yourself so you don't take your trash to others. My guest and I talk about tips for self love and self care and ways to promote healthy relationships with others. So let's sit back and see what we are going to confess today. Hey guys, welcome to Confessions from a Red Couch. I'm your host, Janae. And as you know, this is a podcast all about improving the relationship with yourself so you don't take your trash to others because no one wants your unresolved issues. Just they don't. So you need to take care of it. And today I am super excited to have a wonderful guest. This guest has y'all wondering why my skin been looking real good and real bright. Okay. It's the guest. So can you please introduce yourself, talk about your things, and just tell the people who you are?
Of course. Well, thank you for having me. I am Kristen Malone, and I am the owner here at Bella Pelle Goods in Houston, Texas. Bella Pelle is a premium body care company, and the mantra here is naturally beautiful, naturally you. I believe in using the simplest green products that I can possibly find to help you achieve healthy skin.
Mhm. Yes, and let me tell y'all, so I have really sensitive skin, and so I have to watch the products that I use because I'll get like little fine bumps or whatever because, you know, the girl's skin has mind of its own. But I think I started using her, was it this summer? I don't remember when I started using her products. I used her facial program, and oh my gosh, like the difference I saw in my skin. I don't get as many breakouts anymore. Like I glow, like literally. I will just glow, and you need to get her things. Like her website's gonna be in the show notes. Get her stuff. I'm gonna brag. I brought some of her products out because I wanted people to see it. So my number one favorite, just to let you know, is this lemon body polish, the lemon mint body polish. So I've used it all over my body, but I also put it on my face, like if it looks a little dull and I know I
Mhm.
need to exfoliate. Y'all know how some things when you exfoliate, like it leaves your face dry and just kind of feeling raw and rough. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam. This is what you this lemon mint body polish. I swear to God, like my face feels like butter afterwards. I did it on Sunday, just to add a little extra
Yeah.
facial. Yeah, I did it on Sunday. Mm. Tell you when I got finished, I was like, I was telling Chris, look at my skin, baby. Look at it. Look. Yeah, so that's one of my favorites. And then also the rose clay mask that comes with this wonderful little spatula so you can spread it around and
Yeah.
just her facial system. So I have the rose toner and the moisturizing serum, and I use the charcoal soap.
Hmm.
Yeah, I use that, and y'all better get her stuff. I just
I need to send you the new moisturizer so you can try that out as well, the
yeah.
Setosa. You will love it.
Yes, yes. And she put this little almond oil inside of my package, the last package. It smells so good. And once again, just oh, I am so happy. Like, y'all better get her stuff. Y'all know I don't brag on too many people's things, but this I will
I
brag.
love it. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, of course. If it's good, girl, I'm gonna put you out there. But like use her stuff. You don't like your and look, I know we love to wear makeup. I know the whole, baked look, but you gotta take care of your skin underneath that makeup.
You do.
And what better way than to get a system that works and it's natural and it doesn't use harsh chemicals.
No, that was a whole commercial right there. We need to just cut that part out and use that as a
I
commercial.
know, right? I think I might. I'll just give you this snippet and then be like, here you go. You can have this. Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, I'm telling you, when I like something, I will promote it. And because this skin, look, 38 wear, 30
You
wear,
are not.
wear. Yes, ma'am, I am. 38 wear, wear.
Don't look it.
See, where? That's because I use good skincare products. Yeah. All right. So let's get started in the show. So what was something that warmed your heart this week? What was something that made you feel all nice and happy and good?
So not only did it warm my heart, but it made me like cry a thug tear.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother used emotions with me, which
Oh.
she never does.
Uh-huh.
But we were chatting the other day and she called and she's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "Oh, I'm filling orders." And she said, "You work so hard." She was like, "Granny is proud of you." And I was like, "Hello?
Hey,
Who is this on my phone?" She doesn't express herself that way. Like
gotcha.
never. Like
Mm-hmm.
every now and then, on the holidays, she
Yeah.
might get a little sentimental, but we aren't those types of people.
Mm-hmm.
So, and she said it, and I felt it, and I felt that it was genuine. And I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, Granny, I love you too." Hey.
Oh.
So that really warmed my heart. I've been in business almost 5 years, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
think a woman has ever said that to me. She shows that she's proud in ways,
Right.
but to verbally express herself like that, that was different for her.
Right.
I accepted it. I accepted
Yeah.
it 100%. So
Mhm.
that really warmed my heart.
Oh, that's good. That's so sweet. I love it. The older generation dealt with some things when it came to emotions that
Yeah.
we didn't really have to. We get to express ourselves freely. The older generation had a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, and then it was heavy for them, the things they were dealing with, and then it was the whole pray about it. We don't pay nobody to talk about it. We're
Yeah,
not
that
gonna be
too.
there.
They don't.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, we grew up very differently. Like you
Mhm.
said, I express myself freely all the time. I tell my grandparents 100% how I'm feeling and how
Right.
they made me feel, and they just be like, "Why you gotta talk to people like that?"
Because I want to.
Because I'm
Because I need you
expressing
to
myself.
know. Look, I need you to know
Fix it.
how I feel.
Right. As
Yeah.
where they just kept things in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's very different. A girlfriend of mine and I were chatting the other day. We had a family, I lost a loved one and I had a
Mhm.
family funeral last weekend. And we were kind of joking that at Black funerals, you find
Mhm.
out a lot of stuff in funeral programs because nobody ever tells you anything in your family. You got to find stuff
Oh,
out at the funeral in the program.
you be like, wait, so that was their son and not their niece and what? What is a special friend? They were
Right.
married?
Right. Why is it like that with us? It's
Don't
at
know.
every Black funeral you find stuff out in the damn
I
program.
don't know. I have no clue. It's always funny to me. And then that's when
Yes.
they show the most emotion because that's when you get the folks acting crazy. And do you ever notice, while we talking about Black funerals, do you ever notice how the one that's acting the craziest was the one who was like, wouldn't, who was a mess anyways?
Was
Like
the
they ain't never
happiest
call,
one.
show up, or text, but you want to jump in the casket. Go
Okay.
ahead. Jump in
You
that casket if you want to. I'll close it on you.
you ain't even love Uncle Ray Ray. You never checked on Uncle Ray Ray, but you
Ever.
over here acting a pure clown.
A clown. He didn't even know your name after he didn't know what you look like
Okay.
before he passed away. Cause
Okay. We joke a lot. I'm like, Black funerals are something
they
else.
are. It's a movement. It's a show.
It's
It's
very much a Tyler Perry production.
yes, that it is. That is the perfect way to put it. It is a Tyler Perry production.
Oh my God.
No.
It is.
It
Yeah. When we get off later, someone sent me a tweet in regards to
is.
Black funerals. I have to send you the video because it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it's accurate. You know,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
productions. Oh goodness. All right. So who was a good influence for you or this week or just over the period of what you've been doing?
Oh gosh, you know what? My grandfather has really been a good influence.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I say here in the last week or two, he has been the biggest influence on me, customer service wise.
Really?
My grandfather, I think I have really good customer service skills,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's in the business or just dealing with people on the street. I think I have great people skills.
Right.
Every now and then somebody wants to try you.
Yeah. True.
Every now and then you may be having a bad day and you may respond wrong to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
We're human, it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But my grandfather is genuinely like just a really decent human,
Right.
He's
Mm-hmm.
a good person and he always has a solution for everything.
Right.
And so I had some rough customers last week,
Mm-hmm.
and they carried over into this week,
Mm.
and they were just rough. They weren't even customers because they hadn't purchased anything. Can I
Oh,
say
so they were just. Mm.
they were inquiring about some things?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think they were liking the answers that they were being given.
Okay.
I had to modify some things.
Uh-huh.
And I stood firm on my
Right.
company's policies. And after so many email exchanges,
Mm-hmm.
my tone and the way I was writing these emails was beginning to change, and I had to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
I
they
just
were let's be honest, they were getting on your nerves.
They were. They
Let's
were
be honest.
getting on
Yeah.
my last nerve. And
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop. And I remember my grandfather, when I went into the professional world many years ago, we're not going to talk about how long ago, but when I went into the professional world, one of the things my grandfather told me, not even a boss on the job, but my grandfather told me was, don't ever respond to an email when you're still having the feelings.
That's true.
Allow yourself to have the feelings because you're human. And
Yes.
process it and you got to work through it. And
Mm-hmm.
then you step back into the professional role and you respond. And I've always remembered that. And I think I've done a pretty good job of that over
Mm-hmm.
the years as a professional and as an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
But last week, I think I was exhausted emotionally.
Yeah.
I was physically tired.
Mm-hmm.
And you trying to play me about my company and my prices just
Yeah.
coin, we gonna have some
I
issues.
feel you. I feel you.
So yeah, so he was a big influence
That's
to
good.
me.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
you should
just
send him a thank you card.
I think people forget that, your products, you price your products for their worth.
Yes.
Not, making sales is great, but
Hmm.
it's for their worth. So if
Yes.
you know your product is good, you're going to charge what they're worth.
Yes.
Not and if you're a customer who can't pay that, then that's not you're not the target
That's
that
target.
yeah, you're not the target. And I
Yeah.
think people don't understand that. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not budging on my prices because you can't afford it.
Right. And yeah, so people have to keep that in mind, and I have to keep that in mind myself
Mhm,
because there are times when I do get frustrated. There
mhm.
may be days or even a week or two will go by sometimes, and that website has not dinged.
Right?
Well, maybe I'm doing something wrong or my price is too high, then I got to stop myself.
Mhm.
Don't go into pity mode.
Mm-mm.
Don't start second guessing yourself.
Mm-mm.
It's
No.
okay.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of times in the last 9, 10 months
Mhm.
really going off the deep end, and I've had to be pulled back in.
Right.
But I have a great support system,
Mhm.
and they allow me to express myself. They allow me to have my feelings, and
Mm.
then they give it to me. They keep it a buck with me, and they
Right.
reel me back in.
Yeah. Just come on back. Come on
Yeah, and I
back.
allow myself to be reeled back in. I think that that's the most important thing
Mhm.
because I have seen so many people who have a great support system, and they have people who are trying to reel them back in. I have been the person who's tried to reel some people back in.
And they don't want to be reeled in, and you
They
just
don't
want
want to
to
be.
oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that that's important as well.
That is important. That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah. I love that. And we're going to get into more of that when we hit the confession time for showing up for yourself. So I'm excited about that. I am. All right. Let's jump into self-care tips. So, So we're going to talk about journaling for our self-care tips. And I'm going to let you discuss, journaling a little bit and how it has helped you. I'm going to
Mhm.
talk about it too because I
Yeah.
love journaling. And it's kind of I'm new to it. This year has been my journaling year. But it has been great for my growth, my personal growth and development.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, do you have a tip that you want to start off with?
I do. So I have been journaling consistently for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
It has helped me tremendously, like you said, in my personal growth and development,
Mm-hmm.
both personally and professionally.
Mm-hmm.
It's important for me to have an outlet. I'm someone who's big on therapy. I go to therapy. I have no problem telling people that.
Yes.
But let's face it, I don't have Oprah Winfrey money. I can't go to therapy every day.
Mm-mm.
So I use my tools that
Mm.
I work with my therapist on. And one of them is journaling. Sometimes I have a journal prompt. Sometimes I just free write
Mm.
whatever I'm feeling. Sometimes, you just got to get some stuff out.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoy journal prompts. So I thought it would be fun to share with everyone some self care journal prompts.
Yes. I
So
love
the
it.
first one, I call it belly laughs.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes when you are in your darkest moment or when you are feeling heavy, you just need to laugh.
Yes.
And so the prompt is to write about the funniest moment in your life. What
Mhm.
was it? Where were you? Who were you with? What happened? Why was it so funny? Write
Right.
it down, get it out on paper. A lot of times when you're just sitting there and you think back to those memories,
Mm-hmm.
and it could be something totally stupid. It could be, you were out at the club when you were 21 with your girlfriend and one of them fell down and broke her heel, but
Right.
that was a funny
It
moment.
was. That's
It's
true.
funny. So that's my first journal prompt.
Mm-hmm.
Get a laugh out. What was something funny that has happened in your life? It could be a memory from way back. It could be something that happened recently. But get
Mm-hmm.
that down on paper and keep that close to your heart. Treasure that moment. My second journal prompt is called I like my blank.
Oh, I like that.
So, what is your best physical feature
Yeah.
and why? A lot of times you hear all the time, we always say beauty isn't on the outside.
Mm-mm. It's
But the truth is, we are human and we pay attention to it, whether it's ourselves or somebody else. It just
you are
is what it
correct.
is.
It is.
And we are often too busy in the mirror picking apart
Mm-hmm.
what we don't like.
So true. So
Flip the
true.
script instead of saying, "Oh, I don't like my nose." I tell people all the time, I have Michael Jackson's original nose.
Right. And it's gorgeous, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
Gorgeous.
So I'm like, y'all know I got Michael Jackson's original nose. So instead of me being in the mirror like, oh, I wonder if I could get a doctor to shave it down a little
Mhm.
bit. What is your favorite physical feature? What do you love about yourself? What is it that you love and why? Get
Mhm.
that down on paper. You're guaranteed to smile.
Guaranteed. And it always, and you find out sometimes just with that prompt that your physical features can change. Like, the things that your physical features that you like about
Yes,
yourself could change month
yes,
to month, year to year, as you grow and mature, you
yes.
start looking and you like, oh, well, that was pretty, but now I really like this because it's really
Yes.
cute too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, that is so true. And I have one more because I gave you I got three for tonight.
Mhm.
So the last one is a two-part,
Okay.
and I call it the toolkit. So your first part to it is to get your journal and write out what you would put in your self-care toolkit if you had one.
Mm.
What would be in the toolkit?
What would
Write
be in
your
it?
list down. Your
Yeah.
second part is to find a cute box,
Mhm.
your self-care toolkit, and
Mhm.
fill it with said items.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like
So
that a
what's in your
lot.
toolkit,
Mhm.
whether it's a journal, whether it's a candle, whether, it's a little bottle of wine or
Mhm.
a favorite soap or lotion or a picture. Just what are some things that help you come back on the other side? What are some
Right.
things that make you smile? It could
Mhm.
be a crossword puzzle book. Just what's in
Mhm.
your self-care toolkit? Get you a cute little box and build your toolkit and
Yes.
keep it in a safe place.
Yeah, I think I asked that question on Instagram one day. I asked if you had to get like a self-care box each month,
Nice.
what would you put in it? And I had a bunch of really good suggestions like candles and bath bombs, the usual
Yeah.
puzzle books, crossword puzzle books or just puzzle books,
Yeah.
puzzles, people like to put puzzles together.
I don't know
Sim-
why.
I I get mad when I lose that one piece. Like you
I
get the
get so
piece.
frustrated.
Where's this piece at? There's nothing you can do. You just sit there and looking at it. Cause I'm a little OCD, so I'm just looking at the piece that I can't find, and now my picture's not finished, and now I'm mad because I was
And that's bad. No, absolutely. Yeah. That would not be in my self-care
no,
box.
I don't think that'll be in my self care, but coloring books were in
Yes.
there. Coloring does an amazing job, like on your self care and your focus. Like
Yes.
it sets you off. Coloring. It was pieces of chocolate, of course, alcohol, and some other herbal essences.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
it's like, oh, I was like that. Well, that's self care.
It's self-care.
Here, so it'll work.
Yeah.
And I was just amazed. I was like, look at this. Everybody has these ideas about, what they will want in their self-care toolbox, but sometimes we still don't find time to actually put that together. So,
Right.
mhm. So yeah, so I love that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And I like how you just said we don't have time to do it a lot lately. You have to find the time. You have to carve that time out. Something I
Yeah.
started doing was setting an alarm on my phone
Mhm.
3 days a week for a certain time. If
Mhm.
my alarm goes off, I forget about whatever it is I'm doing for 45 minutes
Yeah.
and I focus on me. Either
Mhm.
I pick up a book I may have been reading, I go to Netflix because that's
Yeah.
my self care right now.
It is self-care.
Um, it may be to go and finish organizing my closet because the home edit got me wanting to throw away everything in my house. But for for every week, 3 days a week, that alarm goes off, and it goes off at random times that I know I'm going to be at home, and I build
Right.
my schedule around it. And
Mhm.
that's self care time.
Yeah. I mean, I think you should develop a daily routine that includes
Hey, Confessions
self-care.
fam. If you have any
Hmm.
You have
questions
to,
about this episode
because
or
as
any
we're going
other
to talk about
episode,
next on
or you
the
want to be on the
on
show,
confession
please
time,
email
you have to show up for
theconfessionsfromariahcouch at
yourself.
You do.
gmail.com.
And self-care is
Make
a
sure
way
to
to
join
show
the
up. So
newsletter,
before we
read the
get into
blog, and
confession
catch up on
time, we're going to take
previous
a little
episodes
break, hear
at
from the sponsors, and then we're going to come
confessionsfromariahcouch.com.
out back.
Also, don't forget to rate, subscribe, and share the episodes on all major listening platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and many more. Now let's jump back into the show.
Right. So it's confession time. If y'all don't know, I love confession time because we get to sit on a red couch as we are and talk about life lessons learned and things that make us grow and, make us better. And
Yeah.
today we are going to talk about showing up for yourself because it is necessary. And during the break, we talked about how I'm going to show up for myself here in a little bit, but it's important to show up for yourself because you need your own support.
Yes.
You have to support yourself in the things that you do, because if you don't support yourself, who else is? Who else is going to believe in what you're doing if you don't even believe in what you're doing? It just seems real ridiculous that, we, so I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to say it.
We
It's
both
real
put ourselves
ridiculous when you
out
write
there.
a book and you publish it and you don't talk about it because you don't show up for yourself. That is me. And she is talking about and it's me. It's me. That's ridiculous because how can I have somebody, my friends, promote my things if I'm not even promoting my stuff? What sense does that make? If I can't show up for myself, who's gonna believe in me? So you want to talk about some instances where you have shown up for yourself?
Yes.
Hmm.
So, as you know, I run this business empire, as I like to call it.
You do.
Um, but I've had to push myself here recently. I spoke on it earlier that I've had some down moments in my business. I have watched others, do these huge numbers and
Mhm.
things are growing and moving and shaking for them. And I've had the pity party and I'm like, oh God, why not
Mhm.
me? Why isn't it happening for me? Why doesn't anybody want soap?
Right.
And there was a period where I started to doubt my products.
Mhm.
I was actually about to start selling equipment on the green sheet, eBay,
Oh
wherever you can get it.
no.
I was about to shut the shit down.
Yeah, I get it.
And I had to get out of that mode and
Mhm.
say, you know what? You the bomb. And your stuff is the bomb.
It
And
is.
so what I then did was I said, you know what, if you want this thing to grow, you got to get in the car and you got to put the pedal to the metal.
Mhm.
So I started learning how to market differently.
Mhm.
I actually just finished my first catalog. Like it's gonna go to the printer.
Oh,
It's
that's
like a, it's like
amazing.
a whole catalog. Let me tell you, it was
Oh
not
my
easy.
goodness.
And I have done the research and I'm
Mhm.
about to start sending out marketing packages to potential stores that I want to be in. Because
Right.
if they ain't coming here, I'm going there.
You gotta go. You gotta show up for
And
yourself.
so that was me showing up for myself.
Mhm.
I allowed myself to feel the things. I'm not gonna lie, I had a pity party for about 48 hours. But
Mhm.
then I had to get back on. I was like, you know what? No, you created a really great thing, and you just got to find some other ways to get it out there.
Right.
So that was me showing up for myself. So I plan on ending 2020 with a bang.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am with you because, yeah, y'all see this skin. I'm gonna keep going back. I don't care. Y'all see this face? Y'all see this? Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I used to get really, like, I get real deep pigmentation right here.
Uh-huh.
And, I was using some really harsh, like, I would go get facials and doing the chemical peels. And like I
Yeah.
told you, my skin is really sensitive.
You're sensitive. You can't be doing that,
Can't
man.
do that because after it will peel, then my face would just itch.
Yeah.
But y'all, y'all, like I need y'all, like you really do need to show up for yourself because your products are amazing,
Thank you.
and and it is hard. It is really, really hard when you see people in your same field
Hmm.
and you're like, sometimes you do want to say, but my stuff is better.
You do. You do. You want to go with my stuff's better, or you go with my stuff's pretty.
Yeah, my
Why can't
stuff's
I go to the
great.
store? You
Like,
know?
yeah. Like, why am I not doing that? And it's just, you just sometimes, like you said, you have to switch gears.
Hmm.
You have to switch gears. Like you said, instead of waiting, getting in staying in I like to call it the pit of despair. Instead
Yeah.
of staying in that, you changed your thinking. If people won't come to me, I'm going to them.
Right. I very much learned this year that the word was pivot for
Mm-hmm.
everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to pivot.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed that I have done as well as I've done this
Right.
year, despite it being COVID year, because
Mm-hmm.
I watched a lot of businesses have to shutter their windows.
Right. Right.
And I was not one of them. So I'm blessed to say that, I've had a really great year despite,
Mm-hmm.
and my numbers have grown compared to the numbers last year, month
Right.
after month. So
Right.
it's a good thing. I
Yeah.
think, I had a selfish moment and I was like, oh God, why am
Right.
and it's normal to feel that way. But I've had to come out of my comfort zone and I'm doing things a little differently.
Yeah.
And that's growth.
Mm-hmm. That
So
is growth. That's a lot of growth. So here are some things that just, how do you, because somebody's probably out there wondering, like, how do I show up for myself? I want to get out, I want to do what
Yeah.
I need to do. So I have a couple of things that, and we both acknowledge these, like when with our little personal journeys. The first thing is acknowledge where you are. Like, where are you? Where are you in your process? Whatever it is, acknowledge where you are.
Yeah.
Um, like you said, you looked at your numbers and saw your growth. You just said that. Same here, even with my blog and my podcast with Confessions from a Couch. I notice my growth. So acknowledge where I am, right? And then after you acknowledge where you are, you need to see what can you do better.
Yes.
What can you do better? What are you not really good at that you need to do better at?
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Mhm,
Identify your weakness
mhm.
and then let's figure out how to strengthen that bad boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Strengthen it and do it without any negative self talk. You know, get out your own head. That inner critic can sometimes, I like to call the inner critic, sometimes it's a manifestation of trauma that we've experienced, like in the past, whether intentional or not intentional. Because, sometimes people can, or you've either witnessed it or somebody actually talked to you that way, like, oh, that's a stupid idea, or you witness somebody have an idea and somebody else telling them it's stupid,
Yes.
and so that can get embedded into your psyche and into your self-talk. So, acknowledge that, hey, that ain't right, because
Yeah.
sometimes our self-talk and that inner critic is not true.
They're not true and they're powerful.
Hmm.
It's crazy how powerful the negative can really be.
It is. It
It can.
is
And so you
very.
really have to find a way to get that out of your head. You got to fight that.
You have to. I do it by actually writing down the statement instead of saying I am something. I write it down on paper and it says like, you are, stupid. Now, when you read that, that's not anything that is, first of all, it's not positive. Second of all, it's not true because nobody is truly like, you can make a stupid decision, but nobody's really stupid,
Right.
So you have to read it and making it a you statement. It's like, would you want anybody to say that to you? Like somebody from the outside to say that to you? So why
Right.
would you say that to yourself?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, we
Yeah.
always grew up with that golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated, but we don't really treat ourselves that way.
We
Like,
don't treat
come on
ourselves right. That's
now.
true. So you really have to look at the way you're treating yourself. Because if you wouldn't want anybody to treat you the way you treat you, then you need to fix that.
Yes.
Yep. What's another way to show up for yourself? So I like positive affirmations about your situation,
Yeah.
right? The more you say it. So we talked about negative self-talk. So now this is positive ways to feed into yourself so that you can get what you want to show up for yourself. It's speaking life into yourself. It's speaking like I notice when I speak positive affirmations to myself in the morning, like it gives me something to focus on throughout the day, you
Yeah.
know, especially when things get really hard. For me, Tuesdays are my Mondays. You know how people are like, oh, I hate Mondays. I hate Tuesdays because everything that I forgot on Monday catches up to me on Tuesday. And then I got to worry about the rest of the week.
And there are some affirmation apps out there. If you're
Hmm.
looking for daily affirmations, you can
Hmm.
just do a Google search for some in your app store on whatever device you're using.
Yeah.
And say every day you get an affirmation just sent to you as a push
Mhm.
notification.
Right. And I
And
mean,
that so that little sentence, because affirmations are not long, they're like
they're
4 or 5
not.
words, but they can be really powerful. There might be.
Mhm.
And sometimes you're having a day and the right affirmation comes along and woo.
You're like, oh, okay. I
Mhm.
I am that, I am that.
Yeah.
That. That's what I love when I read Bible and I go to the affirmations in there because I'm a Christian now and be like, I am the head and not the tail. I am the lender and not the borrower. More than a conqueror. You start speaking these I am because this is what I am supposed to be, and I am, you
And you
know.
just have to remind yourself and
Mhm.
acknowledge that.
Right, right. And
Mhm.
just it's always good to remind yourself.
Yeah.
And then the last one is to we talked about this in self-care, but to always make sure you are working on you, like the whole being present for yourself, carving
Yeah.
out time for yourself to work on the things that you have to work on. Show
Yes.
up for yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make it happen by any means necessary. Get her
And
done.
necessary. Yeah, even if you have to tell people no, because people love to use our gifts and talents because we are gifted and we are talented and we are blessed and we can do things that no one else can do. And people want to use our talents to promote them. But if it is taken away from you, you have every right to say, no, nope, I need to show up for myself. Sorry.
And put a period at the end of that no, not a
Yep.
comma.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nope.
And just it.
That's it. I always say this, my aunt Thea, and I always reference her because she gave me the best tool to use. She said, if you want to say no, but you don't know how to say no, say, I'm not going to be able to do that. Because nobody's going to ask you why. If it's, I'm not going to be able to do that, that means you have something on your schedule that interferes. And I'm not going to be
I
able to.
like that.
Yeah, it works. So it rolls off the tongue so well. I'm not going to be able to do
I'm
that.
gonna be able to do that.
I'm not. I'm not. People text message me like from my job, like my actual job on the weekends. And I don't even look at it because you know why? I'm not going to be able to do that because right now this is my time. It's not work time.
And you better than me, because guess who don't have my personal phone number? Them
See,
folks at my job.
I don't blame you.
Because when I leave at 3 o'clock, I leave. Bye.
Yeah. The
See you
weekend.
tomorrow.
Yeah, even if it's an emergency, you could text me at 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday, but don't text me on the weekend unless
No.
unless the place is burned down. And then you could say, hey, we don't have a place to go. And I'll look at it and be like, oh, that's sad. And I'll take care of it on Monday.
Right. Because when I walk out, it's my time.
Yeah, it's mine.
My time. And you have to be able to set those boundaries and,
Mhm.
and be firm with it.
Yep.
Yes. So yeah, tell people no and tell people I ain't gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that. No. You gonna be able to do that today? No, I'm not.
I like that. I like it a lot.
I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not.
Tell your aunt I'm gonna borrow that one.
Yep. Go ahead. Like she'll tell you, just take it, girl. She would say, just go ahead and take it. Just take it. That's my Thelma. My mom is my Louise. So they're my Thelma and Louise because they
I
are,
love it.
oh Jesus. Together. I'll just be looking at them sometimes like, what are y'all doing? Can y'all stop? My God, stop. But
Yeah, we all got them. We are
yeah.
now parents.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm learning.
Yeah. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So, is there anything you want to leave the listeners with from today?
Um, show up for yourself and be firm.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let the words of others weigh so heavily on you. It's impossible not to hear the words of others because they're going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But don't let them weigh so heavily on you. Just be firm
Yeah.
and take the time to really work on you. Show up for yourself. Do the work.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important is just do the work.
Yeah. Do the work. Once you do the work and you're doing it for yourself, you'll find that you'll find yourself further than what you've ever thought you could be.
Yeah.
If you actually do the work for yourself, you would be like, dang, I didn't think I could ever get here. And you're there and you're like, oh my goodness, I am here. I am.
Right.
Yeah.
And also before you close,
Uh-huh.
I'm leaving your viewers with a coupon code to the website.
Yeah.
So the coupon code is Red Couch, all one word together, and you'll get 15% off your order. No minimum subtotal or anything, just 15% off.
Just 15% off. All right, guys. So that will be in the show notes. And so make sure y'all do that. It's Red Couch, all one word. Her website will be in the show notes because y'all, I'm telling you, y'all see this face? 38 wear, baby. Like, I promise you, I promote things that work and that are amazingly beautiful, and your products are amazingly beautiful, ma'am. That's
And so are you, just over there radiating.
Hey, I told you, that's your products. It erased all the stress from my face.
Okay, come on, stress relief.
Come on, stress. Yes. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. Make sure you tune in next week if you don't remember or haven't heard. So each week you get 2 episodes from me. You get 5 minutes on the red couch on Mondays at 5 p.m., which is just kind of good old auntie talk about good self-care tips that'll help you out. And then on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. is the full episode of Confessions from a Red Talk. From a red couch, not a red talk, because this is not Red Table Talk. And by the way, the red couch came out before Red Table Talk because somebody told me, somebody was like, it sounded like Red Table Talk. No, boo. I came out in 2015 with my blog, and I started this in 2019 before they started theirs. So, and you don't have to worry. Look, you don't have to worry about any entanglements on my show.
And couches are more comfortable.
They are. They really are. Like, my couch is good. I think I'm upgrading. Like, my dad's on my couch and he's like, I think it's time for an upgrade. I said, yes, Father, it is. My dad has a furniture business. And so I was like, yes,
Oh, nice.
yes, Father, it is. Let's get me a new red couch. So there's that.
Nice. I cannot wait to see it.
Right? I'm excited. Whenever I get it, I'm just going to be taking pictures, be like, pie out, pie.
Right?
The upgrade.
Nice. Love it.
Well, guys, make sure you go and her Instagram, her social media, all of that will be in my show notes, along with the her website, because guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna forever like cheer her products on. And make sure you get that 15% off. That code will be in the show notes as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you go like, subscribe, and comment on all things Confessions from a Red Couch. And go buy the book, Journey Back to Loving Yourself, because it's necessary.
Yes.
All right. We shall see you next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.
All right. Let me not do this. No. Hold on.